In this video, I'm going to discuss 6 potential bets for Week 3 in the NFL. Are you ready for this? Let's rock and roll! My first official pick in the NFL for Week 3 is the Seattle Seahawks laying 5.5 points at home against the Carolina Panthers. I've got many arguments supporting this pick, so let me share them with you. First of all, rookie Bryce Young looks pretty overwhelmed right now. He rarely completes medium to long throws, and he seems limited to short passes only. In terms of yards per pass attempt, he ranks dead last in the NFL right now. To me, his confidence level seems very low. Playing in a super loud stadium in Seattle won't help his cause for sure. The Panthers played on Monday night, which means they are losing one full day of preparation and rest for their upcoming meeting with the Seahawks. I also like the fact that Carolina is coming off 2 straight divisional games, which makes their contest against the Seahawks less exciting and motivating. The revenge factor also comes into play here. Last year, Seattle lost 30-24 at home against those same Panthers with Sam Darnold under center. I'm sure Geno Smith and company remember that game and they will be looking for some payback. In that game, Smith threw a couple of picks, so I expect him to have laser focus this time around. The Seahawks opened the season with a very disappointing outcome, as they were dismantled 30-13 at home against the Rams. They bounced back with a nice overtime win in Detroit, and I believe they will make amends for their home fans. Give me the Seahawks to roll in this game. Would you like 4 quick-fire leans? Please note that the following are not official picks. I am tempted to bet them, but so far I have not pulled the trigger. In order to get all of my official betting plays in the NFL, including the money-making player prop bets, you need to sign up at mjpicks.com. Lean number 1 concerns the Thursday night game. I am taking the San Francisco 49ers minus 10 points against the Giants. For those of you who have been following my NFL picks for a while, you have heard this before. According to some scientific reports, peak athletic performance occurs in the late afternoon or early evening. Why am I bringing up this piece of information? In late primetime games, a team from the East Coast plays at 8 p.m., which is not ideal, while the team from the West Coast feels like the game is taking place at 5 p.m., and that corresponds to a good timing in terms of athletic performance. That will play in favor of the 49ers on Thursday night. Also, elite teams like the 49ers can be very dangerous in focus games. The upcoming match against the Giants qualifies as a focus game since it will be played on national television. There is no way San Francisco will take New York for granted. Saquon Barkley is also expected to miss the game, and that will put a big target on Daniel Jones. He would immediately become the focus of San Francisco's fierce defense. My second lean goes to the Houston Texans plus 10 points at minus 115 odds with BetMGM, Bwin, and Borgota. Here is a betting angle that has produced great results over many years. Betting a bad team on the road in a divisional matchup where they are coming off a loss by 8+ points. In the current case, the Texans lost by an 11-point margin against the Colts, and they are indeed a bad team on the road against a divisional foe. In these cases, games tend to be tighter than what the betting public expected. Give me Houston to cover the 10-point spread. Pick number 2 for Week 3 in the NFL goes to the Denver Broncos, who are established as 7-point underdogs in Miami, or 6.5 with other sportsbooks. This is what we call a sandwich game for Miami. Indeed, they played the Patriots last week and they are awaiting the Buffalo Bills next week. The current contest against a non-divisional opponent, the Broncos, clearly looks less enticing for the Dolphins. History has shown that, under such circumstances, teams tend to put less effort and therefore cover the spread less often. I also like how the betting action is shaping up. At the time I made this video, Wednesday afternoon, only 22% of spread bets were backing Denver. However, if you looked at the total amount of money wagered on this matchup, 66% of the cash was on the Broncos. This means that the wise and sharp bettors are placing big bets on Denver to cover the spread. Personally, I like to follow sharp money. Miami may only have half of their frightening duo of wide receivers for this game since Jalen Waddle left Week 2's game with a concussion. He entered the league's concussion protocol, and based on the reports I've read, 75% of wide receivers in such conditions have missed their next match. Many people may disagree with me, but I don't think the Broncos are as bad as what they've shown us so far this season. Losing their first two games at home against average teams was a disappointment for sure. But Russell Wilson and company may feel more loose on the road this week. Wilson has thrown 5 TDs versus just 1 interception this year. He has a good supporting cast with Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and rookie Marvin Mims, who has flashed so far. Also, running back Javonte Williams was among the league leaders last year in terms of broken tackles. The Broncos also have a decent defense, so I do believe they will either win the game straight up or lose by a margin of 7 points or fewer. I've got many more NFL betting tips for you, but before we continue, let me review last week's picks. The 3 ones I shared with you produced an 0-1-1 record. I added 2 premium picks on sides and totals at mjpicks.com and they led to a 1-1 record. Finally, I shared 7 player prop bets who produced a 4-3 record. We got super unlucky on the Nick Chubb bet since he was easily on his way to exceed 81.5 rushing yards, but he suffered a bad knee injury and had to leave the game. We really should have posted a 5-2 record on these plays, but oh well. I'm sure we'll get some lucky breaks along the way. Lean number 3 is the Las Vegas Raiders minus 2.5 points against the Steelers. Again, I am making use of the peak athletic performance thing that I told you about earlier when taking the 49ers. Las Vegas should be in better form in this late Sunday night game compared to Pittsburgh, a team coming from the East. Moreover, the Steelers are losing 1 day of rest after playing last Monday against the Browns. They are coming off an emotional game against Cleveland, so their energy level may not be the same in Vegas. Finally, the Raiders will be looking to get some revenge after losing 13-10 in Pittsburgh last season in Week 16. Before I reveal my 4th unofficial pick, did you notice the weird pattern regarding totals so far this season? In Week 1, the under generated a great 12-4 record, while it yielded a 3-13 record in Week 2. What can we expect in Week 3? I have not analyzed totals for Week 3 yet, but I will dig deeper later this week, and you can be sure I will share my official bets at mjpicks.com with you. My 4th lean for Week 3 is the Philadelphia Eagles minus 5 points in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield has surprised many by winning both of his first 2 games with his new club. However, the Eagles' defense is nowhere close what he has seen thus far when he played the Bears and the Vikings. I believe he will be roughed up and Philly will blow up the box, especially with the Eagles having 3 extra days of preparation, after facing Minnesota last Thursday. Congratulations to Bill who won my Week 2 NFL prediction contest. He earned $100 US in cash. I am running the contest again this week, so all you have to do is enter your picks against the spread for the 15 games that will take place Sunday and Monday at mjpicks.com. This contest is completely free and the top performer gets $100 US. Attaboy! I'm Professor MJ, a 15-year university professor of statistics, giving you 3 assignments this week. Number 1, enter the free NFL Week 3 contest so that you could win $100. Number 2, subscribe to this YouTube channel in order to get lots of invaluable betting information from the holder of a PhD in statistics. And number 3, show up to my live stream at halftime of the 1 p.m. games on Sunday so that I can give you some second half bets. Cheers, my friend!